So yeah, I've cleared over 100,000 hands in the last year, and I'm gonna touch more on that shortly. But for those of you guys watching for the first time, I always like to give a little background on myself. And basically, I've been playing for the last 2 decades. Hop on about 4 times a week playing mid stakes. I don't have one type of strategy like GTO, ABC, or whatever. I really focus on two things. The first is making good decisions because at the end of the day, we do have control over that. The second thing is I try and use strategies against my opponents and exploit them as much as possible, meaning I will bluff without hesitating if I think somebody is weak. And after playing so many hands, you kind of just pick up on little things a lot quicker. Of course, as I'm getting this, also want to let you guys know we have an awesome community in the pinned comments section where you can talk to me one on one as well as with some other high level members. If you're stuck or hitting a wall at your current stake and just want to take things more seriously, highly recommend getting in there. Also, if you could tap the like, and let's get right into this. And it's also going to run for about like 15 minutes, so not too long today. But if you want to still grab a bottle of water, some Gatorade, or some coffee, and let's lock in. And here's the thing, guys. I'm not posting any graphs today. I'm going to say that if you want anything, like that, you got to get in the community. So that's where I'm going to, have all that. But I'll say this: it's been good. Everything's been really good playing mid stakes. There is an opportunity. There is also an opportunity at like the lower stakes, but typically I don't really bother with that. But I know a lot of people do. And we do have a couple big hands in this one as well. You're not going to want to miss. I don't want to give anything away, but we did have a big spot with a Jack King offsuit. We had some hands in this one though, and just a lot of interesting spots. And I kind of like to give my thought process and how I approach all this. But the thing is, guys, once you start playing against better opponents, you really just need to mix things up. And I already hinted at this, but if you want to find any type of consistency, you have to really get away from like the basics like GTO and ABC, and you have to start bluffing more. That's kind of one of the unlocks. You have to start playing the man, not just the cards. And I know that sounds so vanilla, but it's just kind of the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to keep it 100 with you guys all the time. And obviously, there's a lot of nuance to this, okay? And yeah, and I think too, another thing is I think there's a lot of people out there that just can't handle the emotional swings of this game, and that's another thing that is just something that you just need to work on as well. But it. I'll tell you what, man. Like I said, things have been good. Okay. All right, we had an ace queen suited here, and I'll tell you what, I did not play this hand very good. I don't know what happened. I think that you know, just didn't play this one very good. I should have re-raised here, obviously. I decided to slow play it or whatever, and I don't play perfect, guys. I make mistakes or I miss things sometimes. Sometimes I'm playing multiple tables and I'll miss something. So it's not like, so don't judge me too hard on this one hand alone. But this should have been a re-raise. Like 10 out of 10 times I'm re-raising this, but for whatever reason this happened. So we're gonna see a flop. Now the flop, no hearts. You hate to see that with an ace queen suited, but we're not going anywhere. We can still hit the jack for the nuts straight on the turn or the river. We also have an ace to this board, so it's not like a terrible flop, but I would have liked to have seen a heart out there. You know what I'm saying? Give us a little bit more. We're just going to call here, not going to raise. Turn card, we are looking for the jack. Is it going to come? Are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? Let's see. Nothing. Okay, so not the card we wanted to see. Now we got to decide what we want to do. And I'm kind of thinking to myself, like, all right, well, maybe we are going to check fold this. Don't know if raising makes any sense. Player 5 went pretty large here, which really made the decision not so bueno for us. So I had to kind of just let it go. Yeah, what are you going to do? Tough one with ace queen suited. And like I said, I should have re-raised that, but I didn't. All right, so we got an ace jack off. We had this hand a couple times in this one as we chug along a little bit here. A little chug along. All right, over to player 3, who is going to, let's see if he folds it. All right, no. We got two callers. We had top pair here, pretty standard continuation. So Somebody wants to make a call, that's totally fine, and we'll take it to the turn. But they both folded pretty quick. Turn card was a queen, so whatever. King four folding it. But yeah, I mean, stick around though. I mean, like I said, we got some good stuff, and you're really not going to want to miss it. And maybe my thought process helps some of you guys out there as well, which is kind of like the goal of all this is, like sharing the hands and everything. But hopefully you're improving out there. All right, 6-9 off. We are folding this. Not going to get involved. No, sir. No, sir. All right, so player three raised here, re-raised here. Player one, I think, is just going to get out the way, and we move on. So not a whole lot going on just yet, just kind of like sitting back a little bit, but we are going to mix things up here. We got a pocket kings. I mean, come on now, we got kings. Hoping somebody's got something here so we can kind of just come over the top. Going to open up to the 1250 piece. Player three from early position, and this is kind of like key. Early position is going to re-raise it, which, we like to see. Now, when it comes back to us, we could just re-raise it here to like 120 or something like that. I like doing that a lot of the time, but instead I just was like, you know what? Let's do this instead. So this is what I did instead. Maybe he calls us with a mid pair. Maybe he calls us with like ace queen suited, ace king less likely because we have a king, but every once in a while you will get, an opponent to do that. I've seen people call with like pocket tens here, putting, me on like ace king, you know what I mean? So it's not like out of the ordinary to get a call right there. So even though my play looked a little bit reckless, I mean, I think it was fine. So whatever. All right, Jack King offsuit. I'm gonna open this one. First to act. All right, so not a terrible flop because we're blocking the clubs. I opted to check here. This is another spot I should have just raised and continued for sure. But you know, then I got into a spot where this guy's coming at us. River card we missed, and how could I really bluff here either? You know what I mean? So player four didn't have a whole lot left. He's gonna go for a little bit of value here, and I kind of just got to give it up. Should have been more aggressive, but maybe I saved a little bit because we weren't going to get there anyways. Hard to know for sure, guys. Hard to know for sure, but whatever. It is what it is once again. All right, now we got a king three offsuit here. Got that king three off. We are going to get out the way. All right, turn card, Jack. We got nothing, man. We're just in check fold mode right here. Kind of just chopping around to start things off here, but it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. Okay, and we move on. All right, so this is going to be the second time we had Jack King, right? Kind of interesting. We've had a lot of the same. I think we had Ace Jack twice. We had Jack King twice. Did we have anything else twice? Huh, kind of weird. Especially in like a short, time span of playing. But we are going to have a spot here that this is kind of like the spot. And to be fair, like I didn't see this one coming at all. And I'm not going to give anything away. We're kind of just going to do this. And yeah. Now the first time we had Jack King, it was not so bueno. Second time around though, we are gonna, you know, raise this one up to the 1250Ps. Can't have that little player 4 limping in here or whatever he's doing. Can't have none of that, no sir. Back over to player 3, who I think is gonna re-raise this. Let me see. He might have re-raised it. Yeah, he did. So normally you might fold, but when player 4 made the call as well, it kind of gave me more incentive to like a two for one special here, and then we hit top 2 pair. Now there are some coolers we have to be aware of. I mean, you know, you've got pocket kings is still possible, pocket jacks, you know, but I'm not really thinking about that at all. I mean, if that does happen here, because player 3 did re-raise, so he could have a mid pair here. I mean, I have to be aware of that, but I know it sounds a little out there, but you know, we're never getting away here. So whatever happens here happens. We are going to be doing this, man. So player 3 is going to go for a continuation here. He's already representing strength, like, and I just this time kind of felt like, you know, he's gonna make a stand, and he is gonna make a stand. We're just gonna come over the top here now. No slow play. We've got top 2. If he's got like ace king here, maybe he's got ace queen of spades would be something as well. That's another hand you're never getting away from. But he is gonna tank this a little bit, and then he is gonna make the call. When he does make the call, I was like thinking to myself, I knew we weren't in trouble because he was letting the time bank run down here. So like I knew that we were not in trouble in this spot at all. Like, you know, we're ahead here. But like I said, I was very surprised. I'm also curious too. Like, comment below if you guys are surprised by this one. With this guy is gonna end up calling us with just a flush draw, man. And we're in real good shape. I mean, huge favorites here going to the river, and we got it. You know, took down a nice one there. And you know, like I said, guys, the last year I've put in some serious volume. And more on that in the community. So if you want any of that, that's where you got to go. If you're enjoying the stuff here and you keep watching the stuff, man, I mean, please tap the like. But you know, also just subscribe. Always playing, always doing this. Thanks for watching it, and we'll see you in the next one.